everyone, Whitney here. Welcome back to my channel, Whitney ERD. I am here with my friend Robin of The Balanced Life in sunny Santa Barbara. Thanks for inviting us out here today.
Of course, I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah, so Robin is a pre and postnatal Pilates expert, and today she's going to take us through a 10-minute workout that you can do at any stage of your pregnancy.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on all fours. So lining yourself up so that your shoulders are directly over your wrists and your hips are right over your knees. You want to think of having a nice long spine here. So let's take just a moment to get aligned and transition into your workout. So kind of lengthen out through the top of the head and think of widening your sit bones and then draw the belly in. So all throughout this workout, we're going to want to think of connecting to those core muscles, protecting those lower back muscles, and really think of giving your baby a big hug with your abs, okay? So lengthening through the crown of the head, take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone and you're gonna round your back, drop your head, coming into just a nice cat stretch. This can be a little movement or a lot of movement depending on where you're at in your pregnancy. Just do what feels good. And then come back through a neutral position, and we're gonna go into just a little bit of a cow, but not a ton, right? We don't want to overstretch the abdominals. We just want to get a little movement more in the pelvis and kind of thinking of sticking that tailbone up and back. Go ahead and tuck the tail back under, round the back, reaching mid back up to the sky, getting that beautiful stretch. And come back through neutral, and then to whatever level you feel comfortable, coming into a little bit of a cow. We're all going to look a little different here, and that's okay. Let's do two more like that. Exhale, round the back. And inhale, passing through neutral. And think of extending the spine and getting a little bit of tilt forward of the pelvis. Last one. Rounding up. And coming back through. So during pregnancy, it's really great to get that movement through your spine and also through the pelvis. Go ahead and find neutral now. So meaning you're no longer arched in your back or really rounded in your back. You think of having a really nice, long, straight spine. Abdominal muscles are drawing up and in, and square those hips off to the mat. You're gonna extend your left leg back behind you. Go ahead and keep it touching the mat for now. So find your balance first. You may stay here. This may just be good for you. Or if you wanna intensify it just a little bit more, you can raise the leg so it's up in line with your hips. Now make sure that your hips are still squared off into the mat, and we're gonna lower the leg down to tap and lift it back up. And lower and lift. So we've got a lot of things going on here in pregnancy. When you're pregnant, you feel this all a lot more, right? Because you're working harder through your upper body. So work those triceps, press through the upper back, fill the space between your shoulder blades. Good, and then draw the ribs up and the belly up so you know you're supported through your core, and you're working the hamstrings and glutes by lifting and lowering that leg. So let's do about 3 more. Whitney, the first thing you should know is my counting, I try my best, but sometimes we might get an extra on one side. Good, let's go ahead and bring that knee back down underneath us and square the hips off to do the same thing on the other side. So right leg reaches behind you, hips are still square, reaching and lowering. I'm going to go ahead and show you really quick what not to do. So when you raise that leg, don't let yourself drop into your belly, into your ribs, into your shoulders. We want to keep the upper back nice and still, just like Whitney's doing, so that really the movement of the leg is probably pretty small. It doesn't feel really big, but you're using the right muscles.
Definitely feel it in my glutes.
Yes, perfect. And really think of reaching that leg nice and long. So we do in Pilates to sculpt those long, lean muscles. Let's do about 3 more. And 2. And 1, and come back through. Okay, we're gonna switch back to the other side. So let's extend the left leg back again. And now take the right arm and reach it straight forward. It's kind of in line with your ear, right? And you can either keep your foot resting or lift the leg up, and we're just gonna hold here. So balance, control, think of lengthening through the fingers, lengthening through the toes, breathing, And we'll hold for about 3 more breaths. Good. Last breath here. Reach a little bit longer and bring it back in. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So getting situated, especially on the sand, find your center. Opposite leg goes back behind you. Opposite arm reaches. And when you're ready, if you're ready, you can raise that back leg.
I imagine this gets harder the farther you get along to keep.
Exactly, yes.
Stabilized.
It's balance gets harder, and so does the ability to support your belly. So this is great because we want to work our balance during pregnancy. And this is a great way to do it. We also want to build core strength, and this is a great way to do that as well.
So if that's too much, you can just leave your leg
Right
on the
down
ground.
here. Yep.
Okay.
Good, and let's bring it back in. Take your knees nice and wide and sit your hips back over your heels, and you're gonna stack your wrists, stack your hands like this to rest your head into a little child's pose. So hold and breathe, and again, adjust as necessary depending on where you're at in your pregnancy. This is a great way to open up the hips and release tension. One more big breath. Good, and then we're gonna come up and we're gonna come into a side lying position. So laying on your side, let's take your bottom arm and you're gonna reach it nice and straight, resting your head on it like a pillow. Okay, take a moment to get your hips stacked, one right on top of the other, and bring your legs slightly forward. So you're in a slight banana shape with your body. Okay, relax that top shoulder and squeeze those thighs together, squeeze the legs together. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work the obliques and the inner thighs. So take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, reach and lift so much that the legs come up off of the mat and lower down. It's a small movement. Reach and lift and lower down, but you're gonna feel this. Can you feel it, Whitney?
Oh, yeah.
In your obliques. So it's a great ab exercise without having to do traditional core workout, or sit-ups, I should say.
Take a lot of motion to feel this.
Exactly. And we want to strengthen those obliques not only for support during pregnancy, but also for labor and delivery. So this is a great exercise. Let's do about 3 more. And lift. Good. If you can, keep that upper shoulder and neck relaxed. Good, and then lower the legs down. Now let's go ahead and prop up so we feel a little bit more comfortable with the sand. And you're gonna bend your bottom leg in front of you. So go ahead and bring that up for a little base of support. And the top leg is gonna reach straight out of your hip. So again, make sure your hips are stacked. You haven't rolled back or forward. And from here, we're gonna draw little circles with the foot. So we're gonna circle forward, 2, 3, 4, good. Now, so Whitney, what I want you to focus on here is really stabilizing your core. So you should feel like this is actually ab work to keep you from rocking forward and back. In addition, you're gonna feel it in the outside of your thigh, hips, and glutes.
Feeling it everywhere.
Good. Keep breathing, and then pause and reverse it, circling back and back. And your goal here is stability, right? Stability through the trunk in the midsection. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now take that foot and flex it. You're gonna turn the knee and toe to point in and down, and you're gonna lower the toe down and lift it up. Lower and lift. And I don't think I'm gonna have to tell you where to feel this one. You feel it right away?
It is very strong.
Exactly. This is 5.
The glute.
6, this is great for toning and also just keeping your hips strong so that you can avoid hopefully some of that hip pain that can come on later in pregnancy. 3 more, and 2, and 1, good. Lower the leg down, and let's do a quick stretch right away to kind of stretch that out. So go ahead and push yourself up to seated, and you're gonna take that leg that was just working and cross the ankle over the thigh. Oh, and you'll feel that. So hold and breathe. And know that this is a great stretch to do throughout pregnancy to help avoid sciatic pain. So you can do this anytime of day. Good, one more breath here. And then we have to even things out, so we'll go to the other side. So go ahead and lie yourself all the way down, nice and long on your straight arm underneath you, bringing your legs slightly forward in a banana shape. Here we go, squeeze and lift both legs and lower down. Squeeze and lift and lower. We're going for 10 here. And 4, 5, 6, keep breathing. 7, can you try to keep the ankles connected as much as possible? Good, and 10, beautifully done. Let's now bend the bottom leg and take the top leg straight out, nice and long. Stabilize through your core, your midsection. Circle the leg forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep breathing. 2 and 1, let's reverse it, back for 10, 9, 8, 7, good, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Now our favorite, flex the foot, turn the knee and toe to point in and down so you're in internal rotation. We lower and lift, lower and lift. And I forgot to say this, if you want to come up onto your hand now with your head, you absolutely can. Pick what's most comfortable for you. And 5 more. Ready? Stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lowering it down. Yes. Go ahead and push yourself up to seated. And let's stretch it out. We always want to stretch it out right away when it kind of hurts so good. So cross that ankle over and hold that stretch. Good. Hold and breathe here. And remember that hips are one of the most affected things during pregnancy, right? So that can cause, for some people, it can cause tension and tightness. For other people, it can have things like sciatic pain. So exercises like we found in this workout here today to not only strengthen but also stretch the hips will help you feel your absolute best throughout all your 9 months.
So important not to forget about the second half of that.
Exactly, exactly. Good, and go ahead and release that stretch, and we're done for the day.
Thank you, Robin, that was great.
My pleasure.
If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And you can find more information about Robin and all of her awesome programs on her website,
thebalancedlifeonline.com.
and make sure you follow her on YouTube as well. I'm Whitney, thanks so much for watching.